Hello everyone, I'm Binja. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're gonna go into the second chapter of the IGCSE Maths 0580. And the second chapter is about algebra. So algebra is a very important chapter. It's because you're gonna see a lot of algebra in a lot of places in maths, like in maths, ed maths, or even your higher education maths and stuff because algebra is dealing with unknowns. It's like x, y, z, or a, b, c's and stuff. So yeah, there are a lot of things to cover in algebra. So in this video, there will be lesser explanation, but more examples that I prepared for you guys. So without further ado, let's go to the first part, which I will introduce to you to arrange the formula. All right. So what is to rearrange the formula? It's let's say for example, all right. For example, y equals to mx plus c. All right. So if you don't already know, the y equals mx plus c is the equation of a straight line, right? So from here we know that y is the subject. Y is the subject of this equation because y is alone at the left side. So question will ask like make, all right, the question will ask you to make x the subject. So the question is, how do you make something a subject in the formula? So there are a few rules here that I created myself. The rules is you will need to move plus and minus to the other side first, followed by moving, multiplication, and division. All right. So I'm pretty sure that you know that when addition move to the other side, it will be subtraction, vice versa, and it goes the same to multiplication and division. Uh, and then we have even moving the square roots to the other side, it will become a root. So yeah, let's see how can we rearrange this y equals to mx plus c to x, the subject. So y equals to mx plus c. We will first move the c to the left side equals to mx. And lastly, we will move the m over to the other side. So this is how you rearrange a formula and make x the subject as asked from the question to make x the subject. So yeah, this is pretty easy. And let's see the other example here. Example, oh my gosh. Uh, and let's see another example here, e.g. number 2. We have xy is equals to 3x plus 4. So the question asks you to make x the subject. All right. So as you can see at the left side here, x and y is a term. So and then there's another x term at the right side here. So first we need to gather all the x's at one side, right? So xy minus 3x is equals to 4. All right, so this is the first part to do it. And secondly, we will need to move to gather the x together, and this is called factorization that I will cover in a little while, right? So you just bear with me for a moment if you don't understand how this works. And once we bring out both x's, then we have y minus 3 left and is equals to 4. Lastly, this bracket works as a multiplication if you don't already know. So we will bring the multiplication to the other side. It will become a division, right? So this is how you make x the subject for this example here. So the next part here, I will need to clear this canvas and I'll be right back. So in the second part of this video here, I'm going to be sharing about expanding a bracket and factorizing. All right. So this is very important because you're going to be facing a lot of these two that you need to do. Right. So first we will go on with expand. All right. Expanding something into a bracket. So right, for example, 3x bracket 2x minus 4y, right? So if the question asks you to expand this thing, all right, so the bracket, as I said, works as a multiplication. So note that bracket works like multiplication. Okay, so you are gonna multiply the ones outside here. Okay, I'm gonna use a different color. You need to multiply the term outside here into both of the terms inside, right? So how this works is it will be equals to 3x multiplied by 2x minus 3x multiplied by 4y, right? So this will give you 6x squared minus 12xy. So this is how you expand uh, expand a uh, expand a term like this. All right. Uh, Second thing is we will go on to factorization. All right. Number two is to factorize. Factorize is the other way from expansion because for expand you move things, right? For expand, here you move from a bracket to no brackets. All right. For factorize, you make from no brackets into brackets. All right. So you will see how it works like that here in this example here. So I'll give you an example. For factorization, uh, 9x squared plus 15xy. All right. So for factorization, we will note to take out the common terms. All right, to take out the common stuff that you can see between the two terms. All right, what, or maybe I should say take out the common unknowns. All right, so first thing from here we can get that you can see both have x. All right, the difference is the first term is x squared, which means there's 2x, and then the second part there's only 1x. So we will only take out the minimum. All right. So what does taking out the minimum means is if there's two x's here and there's one x, we will only take out one x from each of them. All right. So from here, 9x squared plus 9x squared plus 15xy. We will first take out the x. It will become x, 9x plus 15y. Right. So is it done? Right. It's not, because both 9 and 15 has a common factor of 3, right? So from here, 9 is equals to 3 times 3 and 15 is equals to 3 times 5. So 3 is the common term that it's the common factor that's inside of 9 and 15. So we will take out both 3's outside, right? If we want to separate it out, we can see like this: 3x plus 3 5y, right? So you can see both trees here are the similar one, are the common one. So we will take out 3x plus 5y. All right. So this is to factorize this, and the question can give you this the final line here and ask you to expand. So you will expand back and get this 9x squared plus 15xy. So this is how you expand and factorize here. And before going to the examples, I will have to introduce to you some special cases. All right, special cases of short forms where you can expand it quickly. All right. So number 3 here is to expand in a shortcut way when there are two brackets, right? When there are two brackets of two terms. All right. So here I'm going to introduce to you a few lines here. Number 1 is a plus b, right? And this is equals to all right. I will start with the shorter one first. Right. So the first part here is a plus b square. All right. So square means something times something which is the same, and this will be equals to a plus b, All right. If you are to expand this, right, you're gonna multiply the a with this and multiply the a with the b. And the second one, you will need to multiply the b with the a and multiply the b with the b, which gives you four terms, right? Which gives you a squared plus ab plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so from here, after you simplify, this 2 is common, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. All right, so this is a very important one. It can make your life easier, it can make you count faster. If you see something like x plus 3 squared, then you can automatically know it's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? Then you can get the answer very fast. Okay, so this is how you use the shortcut method to calculate it very fast. You need to remember this. It's very useful so that you don't waste a lot of time multiplying it one by one. The second one is minus. All right, so a minus b squared is equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So if you want to know how to get to this, it's basically the same method. You're going to multiply each of them into the other brackets, and you will eventually get the final answer here. And if you compare a plus b squared and a minus b squared, the difference is only between the sign. All right, the sign before 2ab is plus, and when it's minus, then it's minus. So this is how you can memorize it very easily. So the third one I'm going to introduce to you is the differences of square. Oh no. Okay, the third one here, differences of squares. So what's differences of square and why is it so special? We have something, it's a plus b and a minus b. All right, this might you might see this, oh, so it's a complete it's a mixture between the first one and the second one. All right, one of each, but this has a shortcut to a square minus b square. So this is very important that you must remember. All right, actually, all three is very important, especially this, because there's one common mistake here. I'm gonna write down the common mistake here. The common mistake people would think is a square minus b square is equals to a minus b square, and this is not true. All right, this is false. All right, the two of them is different because from a minus b square, you will get a square minus 2ab plus b square. And then from a square minus b square, it's actually different. So please take note of this. It's both of them is different, and please don't make this kind of mistake in your exams. So for example of this, example is if you are given x square minus 9, all right, so you know that x squared and 9 is a square of 3, so 3 squared, which means which is the same condition as a squared minus b squared. Therefore you can set to go to the conclusion that this is equals to a minus 3 and a plus 3. This is very important in a lot of places where you need to simplify, factorize, and stuff, right? So, and the last part before we go to the examples here is about factorization. All right, to factorize wherever possible. All right, for example, is ax plus bx plus kay plus kby. All right, so this type of four terms, factorize, maybe I would make it factorize four terms. All right, this is the four terms one. This will bring to two brackets, all right, if it's possible. So we will see what's the condition to factorize in order to make it to two brackets. So first thing, we will look at these two here. All right, we're going to go to method one, which we are referring to the red underlines. And blue underlines. All right, so if we compare these two, we can see that from ax plus bx, x is the common factor, the common term, right? So from here we can get x a plus b, and from the second part we can see kay plus kby. The k and the y are the same, so we bring out both k and y, a plus b. So from here we can see that both a plus b is the same. Therefore, from the first part where we factorize, we will bring out the a plus b and leave the x plus ky inside. So this is how you do these stuff. All right. Method 2. All right. If we are taking ax plus kay plus bx plus kby, right? If we take out both a, then we have x plus ky plus b x plus ky. So it will actually gives you the same answer, right? It will eventually bring you to the same answer. So it depends on which one that you compare. They will have the same term. All right. So now we will move on to the examples that I've prepared. There are total 8 of them that I'll cover today. So yeah, let's see the first one. The first one is from the first part of this video where we are talking about algebra. So you will need to know how to compose, how to create an expression. All right. So the question says 5 times a number decreased by 8. So what does this mean is actually let the number be x, right? And then from here I need some space. Okay. So 5 times a number, which means 5 times a number decreased by 8. All right. 5 times a number decreased by 8. Okay, so this is the expression that you will see, 5x minus 8. So this is how you compose an algebra expression from the information given. All right, and the second part here, okay, I'm gonna create some space here. Okay, 9 times c plus 5 times d. So it's very easy, 9 times c plus 5 times d. All right, and the third one, twice of the sum. All right, twice of the sum of e and 30, right? So sum of e and 30 should be made together first. So sum of e and 30, and they say twice of both of them. So times 2 reduced by 40 minus 40. All right, so it's just that easy. And now we will move on to some example questions here, where you need to actually oh, why is it so big, where you need to actually substitute the different numbers into the expression given. All right, so from here, evaluate. All right, whenever you see the word evaluate, evaluate means no calculator. You cannot use your calculator, right? So evaluate each of these expression when a equals to 1, b equals to 2, c equals to 3, x equals 0, y equals to 5, and z equals to 10. So the first one here, yz is equals to 5 times 10, which is equals to 50. Easy. So the second one here, y minus ac, y minus a times c, which is equals to 2. All right, easy. The third one, ax divided by b. So a is 1, x is 0 divided by b, which is equals to 0 because 0 divided by 2. So the fourth one, 7bc, 7 multiplied with b multiplied with c minus x plus y plus z. So this is 42 minus 15, which will give you the answer of 27. All right. Okay. And the last one, we need more spaces here. 3x squared plus 2y squared. Let's write it down. So this is asking for 3x cubed plus 2y squared minus 4z, the whole thing over 2x plus 4y. Alright, so 3x is 0, x cubed, so 0 cubed, everything to the power of 0 is 0. I mean 0 to the power of anything is 0. Plus 2y squared, y squared is 5 squared, minus 4z is 10. Alright, and divided by 2, the x is 0 plus 4y. Okay, so from here, we get that it's 50 minus 40 over 20. So it's equals to 1 over 2. Alright, so it's just that easy. You just gotta substitute the numbers into the expression given. So next, number 5 here, we are going to simplify this expression here. So first thing first, we will need to find out what are the common ones. So we have AB. AB is the same as BA and AB. So we will first write it out for AB minus 5AB plus 3AB. Alright, so this is the first part where you have the AB term. So from here you can get the answer is 2AB. The second one is C and B, which maybe the questions would like to make the B and C the order different, all right? But it's actually the same. So we have 3BC and 2BC. So it's equals to 5BC. All right. So at last here we have the 5AC here. So it's just 5AC. Therefore, this thing is equivalent to 2AB plus 5BC plus 5AC. Okay, it's just that easy. But when the question says simplify, you can either it's actually recommended to leave it after the expansion part. All right, because some might actually ask, what if I factorize out? It's also counted as simplify. I had thought of this question before, and I asked some teachers, but technically I still don't get any answers. So I think when the question asks for simplify, we will make sure that there's no brackets. All right. So follow up, we go to question 6. Expand and simplify this following thing. So you might ask, can we use the a plus b squared thing here? All right, the answer is no, because both is not the same. All right, so we will need to multiply in one by one. So first thing, we have the 3x times x, so it will be equals to I think I need more spaces here. Okay, 3x times x, we will have 3x squared, and the 3x times 5, we will get 15x. And then for the second part here, we have 1 times x, which is x, and 1 times 5, which is 5. Therefore, you will get this as 3x squared plus 16x plus 5. Okay? And let's move on to the second part where we need to expand this also, but this looks a lot more complicated as compared to the first one. Right? Because there are 2 terms and 3 terms, so we need to multiply in every single one of them. The first one here is 3y multiplied with 4y squared, so we have 12y cubed. All right, the second one here is 3y multiplied with 2y, so it's plus 6y. And then 3y multiplied with 3, the second one is 6y squared. And the last one is 9y. All right, so this goes to the first one after multiplying in. And the second one is negative 4. All right, so you need to see this is negative 4, yeah? Okay, I'm going to erase this because it's very messy here. So negative 4 multiplied with 4y squared, you get minus 16y squared. And then here you multiply the second one, you get negative 8y. And multiply in the third one, you get negative 12. All right, so it's just that easy. And after simplifying them, you will get this one is plus 6y squared minus 16y squared plus 9y minus 8y minus 12. And therefore you get 12y cubed minus 10y squared plus y minus 12. All right, so now we will go to question 7, which asks us to simplify. All right. Um, all right, so simplify. How do we simplify this? So as you can see, this one is you can apply the formula a plus b squared is equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So from here, a is 6x, so 6x, the whole thing squared, all right? It's not just 6x squared, yeah? So please don't make that mistake. 6x squared plus 2ab plus b squared, all right? So from here, you can further continue and you will get the answer here as 36x squared plus 72xy plus 36y squared, right? And if the question asks you to factorize out the common terms, it will be equals to 36x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. All right, but this is not necessary because if the question says simplify, then we don't want to see brackets. All right, so this is just for your information. And the second part here, we have to simplify this again. All right, so as you can see here, it might be a little bit familiar with you. All right, these two terms are almost the same except the difference in the sign in between. And exactly, it's a minus b, a plus b. And this is the differences of the square. All right, so from here, you know that this is equals to a squared minus b squared. So it's equivalent to 5z squared minus 8 squared, which gives you 25z squared minus 64. Just that easy. All right, so from here, we will move on to our last question here. Last question for today. Last example. I'm going to make some spaces here. All right. Okay, so the first one, they ask you to factorize this. How do you factorize this? First thing, we need to look for common terms, all right? So each of them has an x, all right? And each of them has a y squared, all right? So since the first one here has two x's and two y's, the second one have only one x, two y, and one z. So we are only taking one x from both of them and both their y's, all right? So this will be equals to x y squared. All right, so you did not take the x here, so it's x plus z. All right, so this is how you factorize. The second one here, it's a little bit tricky. So as you can see, the second term does not have y squared, so it's definitely gonna be 4. So if you use your calculator to divide by 4, 169 divided by 4, it's not a whole number. So you might actually ask, what should I do to factorize this? So in this condition, you must actually think of a lot of different stuff that might happen to this expression. And one thing that always will miss out is the differences of square. All right, you need to check because you see 4, the square is 2 square, and is 169 any square number, right? If you press the calculator, you can find out that this is 13 square. And then you can see that this is actually in the form of a this is actually in the form of a square minus b square, right? So we know that this is a differences of square now, and this is equivalent to a minus b and a plus b. So this will be equals to 2y minus 13 and 2y plus 13. All right. So if you have a lot of time in the exams after you finish the whole paper, you can actually expand this to make sure that the answer after expanding this is 4y squared minus 169. So we'll move on to the third one for factorizing. All right. So if you are to factorize this, it's the same thing as the ones before. You might ask, what can I do to this except for expanding, right? So instead of expanding here, you can find out that 9 is actually 3 squared, which means again this is in the form of a squared minus b squared, for a is equals to x plus y, right? Do you notice that? Which means we can actually denote this as x plus y minus 3 and x plus y minus 3 and x plus y plus 3. All right, it's just that easy. So we will now go on to our last example of this video, and I can finally end this video. As you can hear, my throat goes sore a little bit. I did too much video today. So the last part here, we're gonna do factorization. So what can you do at the factorization here? I can see a few of them, but let's try. It's all about try and error when you are to factorize 4 terms, because sometimes when you compare two of it, you cannot get the answer. So first, let's compare x squared and negative 3x. All right, minus y squared minus 3y, which is equals to x minus 3 minus y. All right, minus y plus 3. All right, it's important that it's a plus here because you bring out the negative out here. So negative, when you multiply in, you will get this. So if you compare the first and the third one, you will find out that it doesn't make any sense, right? So this is wrong, right? It doesn't make any sense because you cannot factorize any more further. So this is definitely wrong. All right. So what is the correct one? The correct one is to compare the first two and the last two. All right, you might ask again, how can we compare this? Differences of square. All right, and I think I probably need more spaces here. Okay, so from here, we found out that x squared minus y squared means differences of square. X minus y, x plus y. All right, so if you are to confuse this, you can bring out this plus 3y first. All right, because if you bring out the negative outside, both of them inside will become positive. For negative multiplied with positive is negative, right? So from here, what else can you do? You see this 3x and 3y here, they have the common 3. So we're gonna further bring out this 3 outside, x plus y. So now you see how you can continue with your workings because both x plus y is the same. So you will first bring out both of their x plus y and x minus y minus 3. And this is how you factorize algebraic expressions, right? So this is a long video, I believe, because I did not take note of the time. I hope you guys will understand this because it's very important, as this is the fundamentals of the algebra. There are a lot more crazy stuff going on after this. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me through Instagram. I'll try my best to help. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next videos. Stay tuned.